before I say. So I just want to say here that I have just created a full step program on this exact thing for $33 only. So if you know anyone who would love to learn this or you feel that would love to learn this, let them know because it's only 33 bucks. You guys are getting it for nothing because I love you and I want to help you. But yeah, it's a really simple four steps really. We've done the first step already. So this is the second, third, and fourth steps, which hopefully we should be able to fit it into this training. If we can't, we'll just have to leave it for another training. Hi, T. Hi, beautiful. I was just saying, darling, that I've just created a four-step program on this exact thing that I've been sharing. That's only $33. So if you know anybody who would love to learn this or get something out of this, let me know. Um, Pass this on to them because this is free for you ladies because I love you so much. But we've done the first step last week. We're about to do the second, third, and fourth steps. But um, I just want to see how we go because it's quite a lot in each step. So I want to make sure that I'm not pushing you too much and overloading you too much. This is only a half an hour because I've got to race off. And I know it's a lot of work in half an hour. So make sure you've got something to write with, even if you're multitasking, that you can write while you're cooking or whatever you're doing. I'm sure you're cooking too, Tammy. Yup. You have to leave at 7 too. Cool. Okay. Well, we're on the same page. Okay. So from last week, you will remember that you had three questions that I asked you to find the basis of your soul. We're going to call it soul voice because that's what the four-step program is called. Your inner genius, basically. Um, what we're going to ask now is we're going to look for the common energetic frequency or the feeling behind the answers. So we want to be digging a little bit deeper. So this is step two. And this is where I'm going to ask you some more questions around those questions which you asked last week. Hopefully, you ladies will remember the questions. You'll have them in front of you so you know what we're working on. Um, the first question is, how do I feel when I'm doing that thing that I never get bored of? So remember we asked, the first question was, what is it that you can do all day and never get bored of it? You love it so much, you could do it 24/7, time just disappears. And now we're asking, what is the feeling that you get when you're doing that? What is the feeling behind that? So I want you to write that down. I want you to feel into that and write that down. Hi, Sophie. Just want to let you know too, darling, while you're on here, is that I've just created a four-step program on this exact four steps that I'm teaching you guys now, for $33. So if you know anybody who would love to go through this process, let me know because I've got the program just for them. And you ladies don't have to pay a cent because I love you. Yeah, repeating myself three times. Sorry for all of you if you're on the recording too. But obviously, I won't be charging anyone in the team, right? So that if there's any of your team that want to watch this, they don't have to be charged for it. They can just watch it for free. But I'm talking your friends outside of the team. Okay. So how are we going with that? Where are we going with that? Do you have something? Thanks, Tammy. Um, Anyone got questions about it? Come off mute if you've got questions. And just let me know, maybe put a hand up or something when you've finished that question so I know where you're at and we can move on, see how much we can get done tonight. You're done, T, okay?
Can you have two?
Can you have two feelings?
No, two things. Like, I love cooking, but I also love gardening. But, you know,
Okay. Okay. Well, there will be one thing, Tammy. This is a really good question. Thank you for asking this. There will be one thing that you have that you love so much that you could do all day. So think about each of those things and go, can I, could I do this all day and never get tired? That's the thing. You never get physically tired, emotionally tired, mentally tired. You could just do it all the time. So one of those things you will get tired at some point. Okay. So you with me now? Have you got the feeling behind that? Yeah. Okay, cool. So the next one is we're going to go to the next question that we asked last time. So remember that there was that something that people would say to you, even since a child, that, oh my God, how do you do that? So what part of you lights up when people say that to you, or when people are amazed by what you can do, that you can do that thing? What part of you lights up? And how does that make you feel? You probably think I'm mad, right? Do you guys think I'm mad? Do you understand the question? Christina, you've got to do double of everything here, don't you? I know, right? You've got to do the thing and the feeling, right? Yeah, that's all right.
Sorry,
That's
I'm just sort of thinking, like, for me, if I
Mhm.
think about what people say to me, what I'm always doing, the reality is it's probably talking to people. But I do love to talk to people, and sometimes I have really meaningful conversations. But then often when I think, like, people say to me, oh, I've got to go now, and I'm like, hang on, I haven't finished what I'm saying yet. Like, so often it just feels like gets in the way, like, it's almost like I
so,
don't know when to shut up. You know what I mean?
so are you feeling like that it's a hindrance rather than a good thing?
Well, I mean, I love to talk to people, but then I kind of wonder whether everybody else actually enjoys it. Like, I'd sit there for hours and just talk to people because I could do that. But
That's
half the time I sit there and I look at them and I think, do you even care that much? Like, yeah,
okay.
like
Well,
I could do it.
that's
Yeah.
a really good thing, darling. That's a really good thing that you brought that up because the fact is, you talking to people is something that you love and that you could do all day. But the other parts that you have around it is your ego coming in and going, well, you need to shut the fuck up because everyone else is just bored of you or doesn't want to listen to you. Or do you know what I mean? And so
Yeah, because
that's a whole different part of it because this process that we're going through now is getting to the core of what it is that you like talking about because you will then understand that you can't that you talking to people just like all the time is not necessarily going to profit you or them. So we've got to find what it is that you like talking about to make it profitable for you and enjoyable for other people. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or is that confusing you?
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I do understand what you're saying. Like, and when I did wonder that when I looked at, like, um often, like, if I think about it, like, often I really enjoy things like talking to people about mum and that, like, nostalgia. And, like,
Yeah.
the other day I was at granddad's place, and because he's moving house, I was sorting out a whole lot of family photos, and I could do that for ages, that sort of thing. Sit around, organize things, pull out old photos, look through them all, probably because my memory is so good that I can actually remember a lot of those things.
Okay. It sounds to me like you've got a few things that you could do all day that you never get sick of. And like I just said to Tammy, you've got to find one thing that feels so good to you, that's got nothing, there's nothing negative around it. There's nothing negative that comes up. It just makes you feel amazing doing it all the day, all the time. And um, time just disappears. So once you've found that one thing, then you can look at these questions. Sunbathing. I love it. I love it. What was the other thing that you would, Tammy, did you just ask another question in there? Sorry, I missed that, I think. Oh, what were the questions? Did you get the questions, Sophie? Oh, the thing that people say you're good at. That is the thing is there's a difference between you can be good at something but not enjoy it. And people can see that you're good at something, but you might go, "Oh yeah, I'm good at it, but I hate doing it." Or it's just, So it's what people say, "Wow, how do you do that?" That's what it is. And you might have only had experienced it once or twice in your life, but it's those times. It's not necessarily when someone says to you, "Oh, you're really good at that." Like when we say to you, "Tammy, you're so good at sharing about the products on an event." Do you know what I mean? But you're probably going, "Oh yeah, but I don't enjoy doing that. I just do it because I'm good at it." So that was a really good question. Sitting on the beach. But I want to ask you this question. You may be being silly, but think about this. Would you sit on the beach all day knowing that you're going to get sunburnt and probably end up blistered and in a lot of pain? So, is that something realistically that you could do all day and never get sick of? At some point, you're going to get sick of that, right? Because you're going to go, yeah, or it's cold, right? It gets cold because the sun disappears. So, yeah. Anyway, just throwing that in just for good measure. Yeah, so just find that one thing, Tammy, that really lights you up, honey. Really lights you up, you know? So has everyone got that second question done? Yeah? Cool. Okay, so the last question we had last week was this something is that you have received abundance in some form. It doesn't matter what form it is, whether it's abundance of love or gratitude or money or I don't know, whatever it is, whatever abundance was given to you through doing this without you expecting anything. And so what we're looking at now is what energy do you radiate when you receive this abundance through doing that? So how do you feel? How do you feel when you receive that abundance? Do you feel surprised? Do you feel extremely grateful? Do you feel happy? Do you feel excited? What is the energy behind it? Sophie, are you talking to me, darling? Or us? No? Oh, you're not. Okay. Cool. Okay. Has everyone got this? Has everyone done that one? Yeah? Cool. Okay. So we're gonna look at step 3 now, and this one is a little different. So what we're looking at now is we're looking at the underlying gift or archetype. Okay. So you all know what archetypes are? Let me just explain the archetypes if you're not sure what we're looking at. Visionary, healer, guide, alchemist, artist, connector. Kind of like that. There's just a few examples. If anyone needs any, like if you need to know what they are, are you all sure, do you all know what those archetypes are, what they mean? Okay. I'm assuming that that means yes, and you're all good. Okay, cool. So the next question, well, the question in this step is what role are you playing when you're in your flow? So think about those archetypes and put yourself in that archetype. And when I say in your flow, when you're doing what you love, you're in your flow, right? When you're receiving abundance without expecting it, you're in your flow. When people are saying to you, wow, how do you do that? You are in your flow, right? Oh, that's beautiful, T. That's beautiful. Yeah, that is really beautiful. So your archetype is healer, and that fits with everything that all the questions that we've looked at. Yeah. Yeah. So whatever you're doing is healing people. That's beautiful. Yeah, and hugs are the best healers, right? God, there's nothing like a hug. So everyone got this, done this part, aware? Yeah? Okay. Last question, ladies, and I'm going to leave it at this because next week, I think, well, not next week, next week we're going to do an event, but next time, I think we need to look at the last step because that's quite in depth, and we can also look at that around your business as well. So that could take a little bit longer, which is not something everyone gets when they buy the course, just saying, or buy the program, just saying. Okay, so the last one is what transformational energy do you bring into a space without trying? So think about what you do and how you transform that or bring what energy do you bring? And this is really helpful to think about that the other person's response to it. That's a really good way to tell what you're doing. Is everyone clear on this one? I'll give you some time. Still working on it? That was the last question. I'm not, like I say, I'm not stepping into step 4 until next time. But if you want to sit with that for a bit longer, just go for it. We don't have to sit on the call and sit with that any longer. But if you've got any questions, just ask now. Or if you want to share, go ahead and share. Come off mute and share what you've noticed.
I was just thinking about how last week when we were talking about this, I was thinking it's food and nourishing and nourishing people with good food and stuff like that. And then when you read out the archetypes and things, and the one that struck out for me was connector. And I find that food and good health it's kind of brings people together and creates a lot of connection. And I feel like when I bring food into the picture, it often brings a lot of people together. And it makes me feel really good that I'm nourishing people, but they're having a good time with the food, and it's part of the good, experience, and it's part of it's about connection, really. So I got that from it a little bit.
That is beautiful. And what is the reaction or the response that you get from those people?
Well, I just see them happy. I think I see them, and they kind of open up and they feel relaxed and they just feel more connection. Really, yeah. That's yeah. And I just see them vibrant. Yeah, I see people. I see what it sort of does from the inside out for them. I guess I don't know how to explain. Yeah.
Beautiful. No, I know. And these things are hard to explain because they come from your soul. That it's just something that you know already. It's not something that you can speak in words. It's just something that you feel. That's what the soul is. So it would be really interesting for all of you ladies to look at over the next, I don't know, few days around what you think is specific, what you think you're specifically good at. With all of these questions that I've asked you since these last first 3 steps that we've gone through, what is it that you get a sense of that you are really good at and at helping others? What do you get out of this? Because the initial questions are very surface level, and these other questions that I've asked you, asking you to dig a little bit deeper around what specifically is it that you're really good at. And Tammy's definition of hers is really beautiful, but it's being able to name it. And I know this is a really hard one, and we're not going to get this straight away. Like when I think about mine, about helping people feel safe enough to share their, dark stuff, their problems, is even that's quite broad, and so it's about really practicing more around what well, like when you're doing this, really noticing how you're feeling and how people are responding to you when you're doing this on a regular basis, so that you can actually get more of a sense around what it is that you are particularly strong in. Because we're going to talk more about this next week or next time, when I'm not quite sure what we can. I mean, next week obviously we're going to have an event. If we want to have an event, we can have an event. Otherwise, we can just do the last session of this. It's totally up to you, ladies, whatever you want to do. But we're going to have to do with the last one at least on this. But feel free to ask any questions of me. Like if you want to message me, throughout the week, just do it. If you're feeling like you're not sure. But yeah, it's big. And it's a little bit more than just like you can get the tools, but the digging takes time. It takes a lot of inner work. Did you get yours, T?
Sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like people leave me and they feel a lot lighter. But yeah, I still feel like I need to dig deeper.
Yeah. Well, the beautiful way of doing this is really asking. So the more that you ask your guides, your spirit team, the more you ask them, shine a light on on what I do, on what my inner genius is. Show me what it is I'm really good at so I can bring this into the world more, so I can work with this more. This is a beautiful way of doing it because sometimes our mind and our ego cloud our soul, so it's hard for us to see these things. But this has helped you unlock a lot anyway. And just sit with it and journal anything that comes up, just keep journaling.
Yeah, I get told that all the time. I need to stop asking my guides all the time, but I just don't.
You need to stop or start asking them.
That's that.
Yeah, do it. Yeah. You're welcome, Christina. I won't ask you how you got on because I know you didn't do last week, but that's okay. How about you, Sophie? How'd you get on, darling?
Yeah, good. I just feel like it's expanded on what we spoke about the other week, and I look forward to step 4. But I need to go through those archetypes again. Sorry, which ones they are, because the 2 that stood out to me was visionary and healer. So I'm just
Okay.
I'm
So
sitting with that. Yeah.
visionary, healer, guide, alchemist. What was the other one? Connector. I wrote them down. Artist. Those are just some examples.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
Awesome. How about you, Rachel? I know you're busy in the kitchen, but yeah.
Oh, sorry, I am listening to you guys, so yeah, I don't know, it all just seems a bit much right now, if I'm honest. Like, oh, I don't know. I probably should have listened to the training earlier because right now it just feels like I've got no idea, like genuinely. Because I think about it and I think to myself, well, you can put your mind to it and you can do most things. Like you
Yeah.
can try anything and pick it up. Because if I sit there and listen to it and I do it in my own time, I can. I have that
Yeah.
ability.
Yeah.
But then, like, I don't know how other people feel. Like, it's just a bit weird. And it's always changing. It's probably because of my autism, but I don't know. It's just like that's the thing I hate about being autistic is my interests never seem to stay the same. And my family will tell me that we never buy you anything. We just give you money because we've got no idea what you like at the moment. And I look at it, I'm like, but isn't it pretty simple? Like if you really look at it, it probably is really simple. But I don't know. It's just probably because they don't live with me,
Yeah, I think the fact that you're autistic has a lot to do with it, Rachel, because your brain is kind of kicking in way too much. And this is like having to almost step back from the mind chatter. And that's
Yeah.
to do when you're autistic. So I totally understand that. But well done on you for giving this a go anyway.
Yeah, and I
I
mean,
know it's
probably
not
if I
easy.
really thought about it and really paid attention to it, or I don't know, maybe jumped on a call with somebody and nutted it all out, like I probably could work it all out, but right now because I haven't had a hectic day, but I've done a few things today, so right now is probably not the right time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for sharing, honey, and thanks for being on, ladies. I've got to go too, so have a beautiful evening.
Thank
Yeah, nice to
you.
meet you guys.
Bye.